Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Cheeky Jane and we're going to colour the world together. So here, as you can see, we have Spider-Man. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to work on the background. So I think we're going to do a little bit of a picture of Sydney City. Now, if you want a copy of this for your very own, you can actually have a look below this video and you will see a link to the picture itself so you can print it out, or you can go to my website Cheeky Jean and then look up more fun stuff and you can get a copy from there as well. So you just need to ask your grown-up to print that out for you, and that will be all you need, and you can colour in along with me. Okay, so we're going to go a bit crazy today. This sounds good. I'm going to start with, have you seen the Opera House? I'm going to put a line along here. Ooh. Now, you know the Opera House, actually I'll use this one. The Opera House has the shells, right? So let's do one shell. Ooh. I think it's a bit like that. And then we've got a smaller one. And then we've got a smaller one. And then we've got one, oop, that goes the other way. Like that. Like that. There's another one over here. That's all right. Now I'm going to put a line right across here. And then, oh, I know what I'm going to do. Yeah. So now behind it, I'm going to put the start of the harbour bridge. So have you got those? They've got the shells for the Opera House. We've got everything covered there. And then I'm going to very carefully start the harbour bridge behind it like this. Oh. And then one across here. Are you using a grey as well? Now this one's called warm grey, but you can use whatever colour you want. If you're using bright blue, that's good too. Okay, so now I'm going to do this. Ah. Just go to this. And then I'm going to do this. Now I started in the middle, or what I'm thinking might be the middle, right? And then this side, the middle, I'm going to go this way. Did you see what I did there? So I did the stripes first, and then I did the angle that way, and the angle that way. Now, it's a funny angle, but I'm going to try and make it look, because this is behind the bridge, I'm going to make little buildings like this with the grey. So I'm still using the same grey. You might want to change colours. This is a bit fancy. So I'm making it look like there's all these little buildings in the background. See? Way behind the harbour bridge. So all I'm doing is doop doop doop. Doop doop. I might even use a little bit of the gold here. Well, I call this gold. It's actually called yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. I'm just going to put a few lines and things so it looks like things are happening back here. Okay, so now I'm going to use a darker grey. This one's called cool grey, but I think there's a few different cool greys, so just to sort of like this. See how I'm doing just a little bit? A few little marks. You can do this. Just make it up to make it look like a building there. So all you really want to do is just not make it too much the same. And we'll do a bit more at the front, because the back bits will probably be a little bit lighter with the sun. You know what I'm saying? So I'll make it a bit more dark just here, like that. Now I've got another orangey colour here. Just thought, just to give it a bit more stuff going on here. See this? Okay, I'm going to use, this is a very light, what's it called? Oh, I can't even see it. It's called Milky White. So the idea is just to give it a slight colour. Now another good idea, because you know with the Opera House it is a creamy colour, but another idea, if you don't have something very light, just leave it white. Or you could just pick a crazy colour like, oh, bright blue or bright pink. That would be a funny way to look at the Opera House, wouldn't it? Alrighty. Alright, and some there. I might just colour it all in. This colour. Now this colour is actually going to go a bit lighter when it dries, as it dries. And another reason I'm doing the Opera House in this colour is because I want to do white clouds. So I want something to sort of stand out a little bit. Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to make this a little bit more interesting by putting a dark grey along here and along here. And then down the side. Ooh, looking good. Put one there as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some clouds, the outline of some clouds. I'm trying to do it so that it's sort of covering, the cloud is sort of behind the Sydney Harbour Bridge, because I don't want to have to colour in the middle here, right? So I'm trying to sort of make it so it's kind of like, oh yeah, we'll do that like that. And we might do a little bit like this. We'll see how we colour it in a minute. I might do a little bit more over here. Whoop, whoop. And now I'm going to colour in around the cloud. Alright, see what I'm doing? So we've got the cityscape, the cityscape. You can see there. You see what I've done there? And then that way we don't have to colour in all amongst the harbour bridge. So, colour in over here. Now, I'm using, of course, a light blue. You could probably use a lighter blue than this. This one's called pale light blue. When I'm colouring big bits, I like to hum. Do you hum? La la la. La la la. It's a nice blue. Beautiful colour. So Spider-Man's having a bit of a trip, it looks like, in Sydney. I wonder if from this picture we could work out where Spider-Man actually is. Probably need to use a map. I love maps. Do you love maps? They're so cool. So did you choose a light blue or did you choose a darker blue? Did you do the clouds like this? Looking beautiful. This is the tricky bit. I've decided to use a couple of different colours for the water, because that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to use more of a greeny grey for the water. This one here is called, it's called green grey. Now, you know with the water in the harbour, the colour changes all the time. So I'm just doing it like this. The reason I'm doing it like this, sort of crossways, is just to give it, because when you cross over the one line to the next line, you get a bit of an overlap, and you get a bit darker where it's overlapped sometimes. Now I'm going to go like this, because I think it's time to use a different colour. See what I did there? I'm trying to give it a look like it's reflecting a bit of the opera house. See? Doesn't have to be exact, just got to give it an idea. So there's things happening. Like that. So I thought I'd try this colour. I don't know how it's going to work. It's a little bit of a different blue, just to make the water look really interesting. I like this blue. This one's called Blue Grey, but of course you know that different brands of markers call their colours different names. So it could be the exact same colour. You could be using two different markers from different brands that are the exact same colour, but they'll have a different name. So what I do is when I'm using colours I want to reuse, I sometimes write down the name of the colour. Oops, I went over the line there, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to do it like this. Now, you see how I'm trying to keep his foot kind of on the white bit still? Because I'm going to make that the ground that he's standing on. Now I'm going back to this colour, which is the yellow ochre, which we used over here, because I like trying to use the similar colours again because it balances the picture out. Now you don't have to do that. You can have colours all over the place. You can do whatever you want. It's just what I choose to do. So you can see there, just do a bit of that. So it looks like a bit of beachy, doesn't it? Now I'm going to use the, oh, that was the mellow yellow that we used before. Will I use that again? Yeah, why not? We'll use a bit of this. Adds a bit of excitement. I mean, we know that Spidey needs lots of excitement, right? Now, keep in mind, I've chosen to do this background today. The Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. I've chosen to do it because, you know, I just thought, oh, that'll be nice. You can do whatever you want on the background. You can even print this out again and do another background. That's the whole point of it. Now I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little bit of this colour that we used on the Opera House. Yeah, that's a good idea. So it has a little bit of a beachy look, but it's matching the Opera House colours there. You can see. I like it. Now I've decided to use a dark green. I don't know how this is going to look. This is for the grass. I'll just do this up here a bit so you can see. Bit of grass there, have a picnic. Just put that a bit more straight. How does that look? That looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. You can colour it right down to the bottom. Actually, I might just colour over my name because you can still see it. I just like it being a bit straight. That's better. Alright, now we're going to colour in Spider-Man. So I've got my red. Ooh. I've actually chosen Cool Red, called Cool Red. You can choose whatever red you want. There's lots of reds, isn't there? Alright, let's have a look here. We'll leave the eyes white. The, around the eyes are already coloured in black. Oh, I enjoy colouring in. It's so good to colour. Now we're just going to colour this in. Oh, Spidey's feeling much better now that he's been coloured in. He likes to stand out, you see. Yeah. Now remember that the way this picture is drawn, that I've drawn it, you can see like I've used the thick lines around Spidey, right? And then today we have drawn the background in only colours, so we haven't used any black. And now that we're colouring in Spidey, you can see that it's making Spider-Man stand out a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can of course you can use pencils. I'm sure a lot of you are using pencils right now. I like markers, but you can use pencils. I like pencils too, though. I was thinking about doing the background in pencil today, actually. Alright, so now that, and then we've got to do the shoes, or the boots. These boots were made for walking. Alright. And the other boot. Alright, oh, we're nearly there. Now, we've got one more colour. Now this is a dark blue. It may be very dark on the film today. It might be hard to see, but it's definitely quite a bright dark blue. So I hope that blue's showing up nicely. Because it's perfect. So this blue is called Royal Blue. It's always good to you know, test your markers out beforehand. I always test my markers out before I use them. First of all, to make sure I can see the colour properly, because it's very rare that you won't find that this colour on the top here is the same as what you see when you colour in. Not usually. It's always a bit different. But also, I like to check my markers because sometimes the ink is running low in a colour I've chosen. And if I start colouring in and I can feel that it's going to run out, I go, oh no! So it's always good to check. And then and also to, you know, decide which colours you like the best. The other thing that it does, or, you know, why it's a good idea to check your colours before you use them, is you can, when they dry, they're a little bit different as well. So like I'm colouring in now, but once this all dries, this blue dries, it'll be a little bit different. Sometimes the colours dry darker, sometimes they dry, usually they dry lighter though. I think that's everything. There we go. We've got Spidey in the city of Sydney. So once you've finished your picture, if you would like, you can send me a copy. Ask your grown-up if that's possible, if you could possibly send it through, because that would be awesome. Just your first name and your age would be great, and maybe I can put it up on my website. Anyway, you have a lovely day, and I will see you soon.